Do you need a great starter bike to ride skate parks or hit the streets? What up, everyone? Welcome to Stack BMX YouTube channel. Today we're going to do an explain and review on the Colt Access BMX bike. So like always, we tell you everything about the bike, from does this bike fit you, all the way to all the parts and how they're made. So yeah, let's get to it. We've been kind of doing some detailed videos of it and walking around the bike and showing you everything. So let's get to it. So we always like to start at the front of the bike and work our way to the back. So starting off first, you get the aftermarket Heaven's Gate grip right here. These things are pretty nice, have a kind of linear pattern, super grippy. So that's pretty cool. They have aftermarket grips. You get an alloy brake lever to work the 990 brakes. You also get a high tensile steel two-piece handlebar. This thing comes in 9 inches tall. So from the center of this bar to the center right here where it's clamped by the stem is 9 inches tall. That's pretty standard, perfect for an introductory rider. If you're an adult or taller youth, you might want to think about going to 925, which is the most popular, or 9.5, and some go all the way up to 10 inches. But it's all preference. Usually buy handlebars aftermarket, so it's kind of putting tint on in your car. You start off with the stock tint or the stock windows, and then you kind of upgrade to what your preference are. So yeah, that's pretty cool that they come with 9s, perfect size for any beginner. Whoops. Next is this Colt drop forge stem. This thing has a little bit of cutouts right here to drop down the weight. These all have 6mm hex head bolts to tighten up your bars and clamp it to your forks. Next, you go to the high tensile steel fork. These ones have tapered legs. Tapered legs mean that the tubing is thicker here and it tapers down to a thinner tubing right there. The reason why you want those is because it's lighter weight. It just looks a little bit better, and yeah, just overall helps out with clearance on the front pegs. So notice how the dropout sticks out quite a bit. That's so you could add a peg right there, no problem, without having to grind down the peg or doing any other modifications. Going to the front tire, this is a Vans 4.3 tire. This one is the max PSI of 65 pounds. You get a alloy front wheel, 36 hole with 36 stainless steel spokes, and then you get a steel front hub that is unsealed. So basically a great introductory hub. It also has a larger axle nut on here with a 17mm head. This larger axle nut will help keep your axles from bending when grinding and putting on pegs. So I think that's a pretty cool added feature. Going up to the frame, you got integrated headset on here, which is, I think, is a great addition for the introductory bike. And it's a sealed headset right here. They got an aluminum cap, and just brings it up a little bit, so it's kind of low for introductory riders. I think that's pretty cool. We'll come back to the frame in a sec when we do everything else. This one here is a Colt combo seat, so it's one piece, stationary. It sits pretty flat. A lot of the other seats kind of angled up. This one sits relatively flat, so I think that's cool. That's usually how we ride our BMX bikes. Combo means it's pretty much just one solid piece, seat and seat post. If you want to angle it and stuff like that, or if you want it taller, you're gonna have to get a pivotal seat post and seat. So look forward to doing that if that's what you want to do and that's how you want to customize your bike. Going to the pedals, these are 9/16 thread size pedals with the nylon platform. These are the Colt pedals. They have a lot of knurling on them, have pretty large pins on it, so these grip pretty much any shoes. The Van shoes would probably grip the most on here. So yeah, they have some pretty nice pedals. Those are aftermarket as well. That's pretty nice. These are a 3-piece crank, and these are 170 length. So the length is measured from the center of this bolt here to the center of the spindle here. So it's 170mm long. So that's pretty cool. Make sure that you keep these side bolts tightened and the pinch bolts tightened on any bicycle that has stock cranks similar to this. It'll prevent you from damaging your cranks and spending money. It has a 25 tooth steel Colt member sprocket on here. So that's a pretty basic sprocket to get you rolling. It's got a mid bottom bracket. Notice the bottom bracket is relatively small. That's pretty cool because if you damage this frame or you want to buy a different colored frame or something like that, you can buy the frame and just swap all the parts right onto that new frame and not have to spend any extra monies on a headset or a bottom bracket or anything like that. Going to the brakes, these come with 990 alloy brakes, pretty standard. Most of you guys take them off. About 99% of our customers take the brakes off, which is good and bad. As a novice rider, it's hard to stop, but as you continue to ride a little bit more, you end up stopping a lot faster because you learn how to skid or put your foot in the tire or just use gravity and inertia and momentum to help you slow down faster. I know that sounds weird for the parents, but it just gives more, how would you say, bicycle skills, gravity awareness, momentum awareness, and it just helps them stop faster, which is very strange because when you hit the brakes, your back end is weightless and it tends to just slide and go out of control. Going to the chain, we got a 415 style chain. This one is this is actually a Colt 410 chain, so that's pretty standard chain on a bicycle. Going to the back, you got the same Vans 2.4 tire. You also got an alloy wheel, 36 hole spokes again. Then you got a 14 millimeter axle, which is a larger axle, and it's also got plenty of threads on here if you want to put a grinding peg on here or standing peg. I think that's a big plus. The plus with this 14 millimeter axle is because it's bigger, it's harder to bend, and it just gives you a little bit more life on your rear hub and wheel. The driver is a 9-tooth driver, so it's pretty standard to go with the 25-tooth sprocket, so it'll pedal exactly the same as a super large bicycle. Super large sprocket on other bicycles with the big free wheel on the back, like mom and dad used to ride. So that's pretty cool. The hub has an alloy hub to keep it super lightweight, and this hub is semi-sealed, which means it has dust covers, has ball bearings and everything like that to keep the dirt and grime out of there. As far as the frame, this frame is a pretty standard size frame. It's 20 inches from the center of here to the center of here. This is designed as an introductory bike, but keep in mind that our parents that were 6'1" back in the 80s, they were riding frames that were 19 inches long, so about an inch shorter than this one, and they were doing fine. So if you're trying to go out and ride a bike, you should possibly get a bigger one if you're 6'1" or bigger. But if it's not in the budget, it's always okay to start with something that's 20 inches and mod stuff out and just upgrade to see if you like it. As you continue to do it, it's like any hobby. You will start to buy aftermarket stuff, kind of fit it for your size, see what you like, and kind of grow into the bike or have the bicycle grow with you. So if this is in your budget, definitely just purchase a bike, get you started, and who knows, you could possibly sell this. Ride it for a little while, see if you like it, and then sell this one, and then upgrade to the larger frame, spend a few more bucks to upgrade to a larger frame. But yeah, you're probably, most riders that are going to ride this bike are going to be about 8 years old, all the way to they're an adult. It's just a good quality bike, and yeah, anywhere you can start BMXing, that's great. Also on the frame, it has a gusset up on top right here, so it'll last a little bit longer, and it also has a gusset on the bottom. A gusset is pretty much a little metal piece right here that's welded on to make it a little bit more durable, so I think that's pretty dope. And the dropouts are relatively thick, but if you are a shredder and you're shredding everything and you're beat up everything, yes, the frame and parts will fail sooner, but that goes with anything. If you're rough on anything, it'll kind of wear out faster. So yeah, that's pretty solid explain and review on this bike. I hope this helped you guys out trying to figure out what bicycle you want. If you want more details or anything like that, specs wise, all the other tech stuff that a little bit more avid rider is used to, you can head over to stackbmx.com. Check it out right there. You can see the prices. If you like this video, make sure you like this video, subscribe, turn on your notification bells, and share this with somebody that would love to watch this video. And yeah, thanks a lot for following me and subscribing to my channel. If you want to check me out on Instagram, it's at can'tstopla or stackbmx.com. We post a ton of different content on there, and you might like it. So thanks a lot. We'll see you later.